An average meter of land on Earth receives about 1 kilowatt hour of solar energy at any daylight moment. This means an average house with rooftop solar panels can power itself completely on solar power alone. Powering the entire world with solar energy is just as feasible. According to Mark Jacobson, an engineering professor at Stanford, the U.S. could eliminate fossil fuels and rely entirely on renewable sources in just a few decades. However, we have a long way to go if we are going to make that happen. I would like to share with you today some reasons that a solar-powered system will save money, solve social injustices, and solve many environmental issues. According to Craig Welch from National Geographic, if we continue to use non-renewable resources to generate electricity, the projected cost of electricity by 2050 will be 16 cents per kilowatt hour. If we switch to an entirely solar-powered system, however, by 2050, the cost of electricity is projected to be 4.5 cents per kilowatt hour. Electricity used in the home could be absolutely free. After the initial cost of equipment and installation, there will be no further cost to the homeowner. According to David Thorpe, author of Solar Technology, a personal system is not very expensive. If built into a new home, the average cost accounts for only 0.5% of the total cost of construction. In addition to providing enough power for an individual home, a personal system can generate and store more electricity than is needed. The homeowner can choose to sell the power to the public grid for a profit. Currently, the United States gets only about 13% of its electricity from renewable sources. The truth is, solar power is a very viable resource for replacing the burning of fossil fuels. In fact, according to Greenpeace, an organization dedicated to researching alternative power sources, it would take only 2% of the Sahara Desert's land area filled with solar panels to satisfy the entire world's electricity needs. The benefits to eliminating the use of fossil fuels go far beyond economic gains. For example, the mining, transportation, and refining of crude oil, natural gas, and coal has led to massive social injustices on a global scale. According to Chiris and Reginald, authors of Natural Resource Conservation, mining for fossil fuels is hazardous to human health. A large percentage of mine workers are exposed to hazardous chemicals and fumes from the machinery and mined substrate. This exposure leads to an increased risk of illnesses like COPD, emphysema, asthma, and lung cancer. Why should so many people sacrifice their lives when a clean solution is available? The oil trade also promotes the existence of third world countries and prevents some regions from reaching their full potential. In today's society, oil is a requirement for a country to industrialize. If energy were sustainable, like solar, no country would be held back from reaching its full potential. Perhaps the most talked about issues with traditional energy are environmental issues. The effects that burning fossil fuel has on the global environment are astronomical. Burning fuels like oil and coal creates emissions like CO2 and a slew of other greenhouse gases. Their presence in the atmosphere accelerates natural global warming processes, which could lead to the destruction of all current life forms on Earth. The processes involved with acquiring fossil fuels also comes with negative environmental impacts. A very publicized issue involved with the transportation of oil is oil spills. An oil spill wreaks havoc on an aquatic ecosystem and leads to mass deaths of marine and land animals and plants. Mining for fossil fuels on land completely destroys the mining site and the surrounding land. A common practice in the coal mining industry is strip mining. entire mountaintops are destroyed to expose coal deposits beneath, which also exposes sediment and toxic chemicals to surrounding areas. This picture illustrates an elementary school in the direct path of toxic mine runoff. According to Craig Welch, all of the wells, pads, roads, and storage facilities built between 2000 and 2012 in the United States take up more space than the size of New Jersey. Solar power can be generated with far less environmental impact. Large solar farms do require open spaces. However, many of the world's sunniest places are already clear. In many parts of the world, solar farms can be built in desert areas where life is sparse and ecosystem impact is low. And homes and buildings can utilize rooftop space to generate energy. And with no fuel to transport, maintaining these systems requires little fuel and space for roads and storage, leaving more natural space globally. In recent past, economic and technological barriers were the only roadblocks preventing the switch to a completely sustainable source of energy. Today, due to great advances in solar technology, we are no longer held back by these barriers, and the future is within our reach. If we are to advance, no, survive, we must break down the existing barriers and forge a new path forward, a future powered by the sun. Thank you.